Hi guys, Ancient Warrior. Welcome back to Prepping and Free America. If you like what you hear here, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be the first kid on your block to know what craziness I'm talking about next, hit the bell icon with all. And please, folks, leave comments. Now, don't leave crude ones. I had a couple of crude ones left, and well, I don't think they'll be left again. And please don't leave websites. That go to porn sites. You know, I investigate everything that I see as a website, and when I find out they're a porn site, I block that person very quickly. That's not my lifestyle. Don't care for it. I don't understand why people do. Once a week, I'm going to sit down and talk about what's been going on in the media. A little over a week ago, the Portland Rapid Response Team for the Portland Police Department, the guys that went out and dealt with the rioters, all walked in and resigned their voluntary positions. Now guys, these guys they haven't quit being cops, they're still cops. They're just not going to go out and be on the rapid response force. Part of it, and you know, folks, this is a three-legged stool situation. One of their own was indicted for an assault on a so-called photographer. I saw the photographer, and you know what? I didn't see anywhere on her where she had an emblem saying she was press or anything else. And she wasn't being very bright because they told her to move back and she stood her ground. Second reason, they're being vilified by the city. They have a liberal district attorney who does not enforce the laws except on cops. He'll go after a cop in a heartbeat. And that's one of the reasons. He just dismissed a bunch of the rioters, charges against the rioters. And they're not, hey folks, I'm going to tell you something right now. I've seen peaceful protests, and these were not peaceful protests, these were riots. I watched Martin Luther King back in the 60s have peaceful protest. And you didn't see things getting broken and destroyed in his protest. These clowns in Portland are nothing more than a criminal mob that is hoping to be able to run the streets the way the cartels do down in south of the border. That's two of the legs. The third leg is the people have vilified the cops. You know, Antifa, BLM, the anarchists, they strut their stuff with impunity. Cop looks at somebody the wrong way and they're automatically brought up on charges. The lack of respect for cops is the third leg. Folks, without those men and women anarchy would break out. And that's what the left wants. They want anarchy. But the anarchists, the BLM crowd, they don't understand what they're going to get. You see, BLM, the anarchist, and the Antifa boys and girls are useful idiots. When the left's through with them, they're going to jail them, execute them, and yes, do I believe that members of the Democratic Party would execute people? You betcha. They want that power. They want that extreme authority. Then, let's go to New York City. Cyrus Vance, another useless DA, dismissed charges against vandals, rioters, and looters from when they went down through the Great White Mile. They're on Broadway, destroying everything they could touch, assaulting people. And again, the cops are considered the bad people here. Lori Beetlejuice Lightfoot from Chicago has now told officers that they got to get permission to do a foot chase. Do what? You got to ask to chase a criminal? Well, I'll bet you crime goes up in Chicago. Shootings have. You know, I was looking from last Friday into Saturday. They had already shot 27. Numbers are going up, folks. Now, let's talk about some hallelujah moments that was in the news too that people didn't see. State of Texas announced that constitutional carry would be the law of the land in Texas, starting September 1st. I imagine you're going to start seeing a lot of people who probably shouldn't be carrying. As long as you're 21 or older, you can carry. Now, the next one I got to check on, I've got to do some checking on because I'm not sure if I really understood what they were saying on this. But Greg Abbott, our governor, signed into law that if a suppressor, you know, the thing so many people call silencers, I don't know why they call them silencers, there's nothing silent about them, that if it's made in Texas and stays in Texas, we don't have to get government paperwork. I got to check on that. Matter of fact, I found out about it on Saturday about 3 o'clock, and my favorite gun store owner, he was already out at the lake or doing something else. I'll check with him Monday. Texas is now one of the most pro-gun states in the Union. He passed 7 different laws in the last week to help Texans. Then you see, how should I call him? It seems like everybody's got a pet name for him. The Donald called him Slow Joe. Pinball Preparedness calls him Potato Joe. And a few other people have even used less polite language about him. I think I'll stick with Potato Joe. I think that's probably work. I don't know, that might be an insult to potatoes, thinking about it. He wants to be dear leader. But after his comments this week, him and let's jail them all Harris, you know, he came out and he said that the crime was not due to criminals running rampant, but it was because of guns. And he wants new gun laws. Really? Guns are running up and down the street committing crimes. I didn't know that. They even had legs. He wants more gun laws. Okay. We'll work around them. Then he came out and said he bumbled and mumbled and stumbled through a comment about patriots sometimes have to water the tree of liberty with the blood of tyrants. And he said, if you're coming after this government, you're going to have F-15s and nuclear weapons. So he's planning on nuking American citizens? Joe, let me remind you something that you and your leftist idiots in the Pentagon have forgotten. You might give the order, but the men and women who fly and fight may turn those weapons on you, because most of them are God-fearing, loyal American citizens who have no wish to fight their fellow man. You know, Joe, I know why your crowd gets so upset with you talking, because every time you talk, you stick your foot in your mouth. I've got a bottle of Sorbine Jr. because I'm sure you've got foot rot on your tongue. You can just rub it on there. Folks, with that being said, a little humor involved today. We'll be back tomorrow. Nope, we won't be back tomorrow. It's Saturday. We'll be back on Sunday because we're going to talk about the 4th of July. We are going to remind you what our men and women fought for, what they fought against. God bless our veterans. God bless our first responders. And God protect our cops. God knows they need every ounce of protection they can get. So do our firefighters and EMTs, just because they wore a badge. Guys, with that being said, excuse me, I'm the Ancient Warrior. And remember, if you're prepping, then you're a free person. And it's better to have this stuff and not need it than need it and not have it. I'm the Ancient Warrior, and we're out.